Can you talk a little bit about just how did this movie come about? How did you guys get involved, and what were the origins of the picture?
We met 12 years ago. We're doing a sitcom, not a sitcom, a soap in South Africa, and we were both actors in the soap, and Jen Turner was the director. We met there. We forged a friendship, which resulted in us, thinking that we can do stuff together, in terms of writing beautiful movies that we like, and White Wedding, as a result, was born out of that, because later we created a production company that made White Wedding, which is our very first movie. But we've done some couple of work together as well on TV before that.
Okay. Talk to me about, as I was talking to the director, I said, it's not an exotic movie. It's more in line with what we see in the States and in Europe. Can you talk about what are the things that are specifically South African for you guys, and what are the things that are specifically universal?
Okay. We talk about love.
That's universal.
Talk about marriage. Universal.
Yeah.
You talk about struggles of day-to-day basis between men and women, women and men between themselves and all that. That's universal. South African, our language. The language that is used in this movie, South African. And our landscape.
South African.
South African.
Mm.
And you always have issues about a generation gap between mother and daughter and the kind of wedding that they want, which is quite universal, but not in a way that the mother wants it this time around, which is in a white wedding in South Africa. You will have it's a festival, and everybody is invited, literally, and everybody just comes and eat, which you will not have in a Western wedding. You have a certain number of people that are coming, and then seats are counted. There's a budget to be taken care of. In a township, you slaughter a cow, everybody comes to eat.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, if you watch the movie, there's a flag, a white flag waving outside. So basically, that is an announcement, just to say there is going to be a wedding, in this house sometime in the near future. So people will just come, and if at all they don't know the details, they will just come and ask, okay, when is the wedding, who's getting married, and stuff like that. And basically that's like an open invitation. Yeah, so
that's what the mother wants.
Yeah, that's what the mother
And
wants.
my character's wife, or fiancée rather, wants a small thing in a Bay hotel, where there'll be a few of her close friends,
close relatives.
And close relatives. Having that small thing, and the mother is not having it that way.
Okay. There is a sequence where you guys hit that roadhouse late, all those rednecks. I'm just wondering, it's funny, I talked to the director, I said, we say, that could never happen here, when of course it can happen here as well. I don't know if it happens exactly the same way. Can you talk about your experiences? Have you guys ever encountered anything like that? Have you had experiences like that?
Yeah. I've been through. I must say, I would not react as smoothly as Elvis does. Excuse me.
Are you okay?
I get very, very disturbed by stuff like that. Yeah. So there is a lot, especially when you go to small towns and you get to this bar. And I remember once, me and my other friend, we went to Polokwane, which is the north of South Africa, and we get to this bar, and we were drinking Windhoek Light, which is the beer that is German, and these guys insisted that we drink Castle, which is the local beer, which is South African beer. Why were we drinking a foreign beer? And a bunch of rednecks, and we were playing pool, and you could see that there was something that was about to happen. There's something that was about to happen, and it just touched the small thing. Beer. Why not proudly South African? I prefer the taste. And they started going, and luckily me and my friend that I was with at the time we thought, what? Look at the numbers. We're going to get crushed. So walk away gracefully and let them enjoy their pool table and their beer. So it happens a lot.
Yeah.
No, but it does happen. Even here, because I studied at Texas A&M, which is in College Station, the heart of Texas. And the funniest thing is, there have been situations where I would go to bars where and I'm the only black person. Number one, number two, it's like cowboys dressed up in that regalia, that colorful regalia, and cowboy hats and everything, and obviously you stand out. But fortunately, I had, some of my friends were cowboys, basically. So, I would go there. I don't have that attire. I don't, I'm not white. So, you stand out. But, you could tell that if at all you would walk into a bar like that, by yourself. There might be issues.
I mean, we've had people that really get. I mean, Siyabonga and James.
Yeah.
With some of our co-actors in South Africa, our fellow actors in South Africa, were really given time of their lives at some point. So stay away from those bars if you can.
Well, thank you, fellas. I really appreciate you sitting down with me.